Hi guys, and welcome back to today's video. I was thinking today to give you a little bit of training on how to day trade, how to profit from the big volatility moves that you can find on some of the coins basically almost every day in the market. So what we're going to use today, we're going to use Binance as the main trading platform where we're going to do our trading. And also I'm going to show you how you can find the perfect entry points and exit points, where exactly to buy, where exactly to exit the trade, using two important momentum indicators, the RSI and the Bollinger Bands. So let's get straight into it. First, we're going to go on to Binance. What you want to do once you're on Binance, go to the 24 hours change and set it up like this to show you the biggest gainers going downwards. Sorry. So we can see here that we have, 1, 2, 3, 4 coins that really are over 20% gain in the last 24 hours. What does that mean? It means there's a lot of fluctuation. It means there's volatility in the market. What we can see is the 24-hour low was 7,500 set, going to 12,378 high. So in this range, there's a lot of opportunities to make money in day trading. I have to warn you, day trading can be stressful. You really need to be paying attention to what you're doing, but the possibility to gain, 5-10% a day really is there. Another thing that you want to look at is volume. The larger the volume, the easier it will be for you to enter the market and exit the market. The higher the volume, you can use a larger amount to make your transactions. What else is important is to pay attention to these indicators that I've mentioned before. Let's take MDA for example. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into trading view. This is what I like to use for my strategies. This is what I like to use for my indicators. It's a really, really good tool. I suggest everyone to use it. And of course, it's also free. So we said MDA. We'll go to MDA BTC on Binance. I'm going to open the chart. And let's see. First, we'll start with the daily chart. What we can notice on the daily chart is that for about 1, 2, 3, 4 days, MDA has been rising. It has an amazing pump. Let's see how much exactly. We're about 170%. That's huge. This is enormous. 170%. Now let's say you had a signal and you knew that this was about to come. Just to make a small point here, this is what I'm about to bring also to this channel, coming out probably towards the end of month, the end of October. I'm preparing these sort of signals to give to you guys, so you know what's the next coin that is about to do a 20%, 30% in the next week, the next month, and to be ready to purchase it. Coming back to today's topic. So we have seen that it has been growing quite a lot in the last few days. Also, we can see here that in sort of August, it had a trend going up. So in a sense, we were expecting this. It was going up, it came down, there was a consolidation and a new breakout. This is kind of typical with crypto coins. Let's stick to the point and see how we can profit from day trading. So this is the overview of what happens in days. Very likely MDA is not a coin to buy at this point anymore. It has reached its high. It's very unlikely it will go more than this now. What we're going to see next with MDA is a drop in price, a price correction, probably then another spike on which you can profit somewhere around next week, coming down, consolidation. Right, let's move to the hourly chart then. So what can we see on the hourly chart? Let's take it from the beginning. Let's take it from 7 October, ever since this started. So consolidation period, not much going on, and then things start to move. Now I've said I'm going to show you two indicators which you can use, the RSI and the Bollinger Bands. How exactly to use them and how to spot when to enter the market, when to exit the market. For instance, if we look at this moment, what we can see, we see a rise in volume, we see the Bollinger Bands coming wider apart, and we see the RSI indicator going upwards. These are moments to enter the market. When you have this sort of combination, volume, which means there's buying power, which means that people want to get into this coin, they consider it is a good price to purchase it at this point, you enter the market. Bollinger Bands, because of the high volume, they start to widen apart. Also, the RSI is indicating price is going up. So when you see all of these three, you enter the market, you make your purchase. You make your purchase right about here, at about 6,750 sat. Right, what to do next? Well, you start to ride the pump. Price keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. But of course, at some point, it starts to come down. It's natural for it to come down. How do you know then when to exit the trade? Again, you look at the Bollinger Bands. As you've seen, they've become wider and wider. Now the candlesticks are going up on the margin of the Bollinger Band. When it's the moment that they start to open outside of it, going up, outside of it, going up, it's kind of an indication that this pump is about to end. At some point, they'll have to go back into the band. So when you see them clearly already, starting outside of it, closing outside of it, this already is a moment that makes you think, okay, I should probably make my sale because the price is about to go down. What else can we see? Well, the RSI, when it is above this line, you see here it goes from 0 to 100. And there you have these lines, which are typically set to be 70 and 30. What this means, when the RSI line goes outside of this area, it means that the coin was overpurchased and it's time to sell. Its value is being pumped. In the same way, when the RSI is at this line or below it, it means it was oversold and it's time to buy it. It's a really good price to get in. So we notice RSI went way above this line for a few hours, 1, 2, for 3 hours. That's a really nice day pump. So it's time to sell. Well, let's see if we had entered here and sold here. It's a 50% increase. A 50% increase, that is huge. And in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Imagine, you went in with, let's say, $1,000. You've made $1,000 purchase here and you sold it here. In 6 hours, you had $500 gain. All you had to do is follow this momentum indicators, enter at the correct point and exit at the correct point. Alright, so then what? After this, it dropped, but you have to keep following it because it didn't go all the way down. What you see here, candles start to move sideways from the Bollinger Band. They go sideways. At this point, you don't want to do anything. There's two things that can happen. It can go back up, just like it happened here, or it can start to go down. What you want to look at is also this red line here. This is sort of the average. And you can see that it has been trading all the time above this average line. If it goes below it, it means that the price will start to move in this area. A good place to buy, but certainly you don't want to, have it purchased here and then the price to go below it. So pay attention to this as well. Right, we've reached this point. We've seen a green candle, not very big, not high on volume. RSI just went below this line and it's showing us that it tends to go up again. So is it possible that another move up is happening? Yes. Has this gone very far from the edge? Or is it very close to the mid-range? No. So you're at this candle, this hourly candle. This stops, the next hour starts, price opens here. And if you look, there's not even a hint that it wants to go down. The candle doesn't have a wick, price didn't go down at all. So from here it starts to go up. Again, another moment to buy. You buy here, you've reached here. This is again another 12% gain. You've seen the RSI then. It's going out of this line again. It starts to go straight. So the pump is not there for it to go up anymore. Volume on this candle is pretty high, then volume reduces. Candle, it didn't open here and it didn't have the power to break the Bollinger Band. So what this means, okay, perhaps it's time to sell it. So you would have bought it here, sold it here, 12% in 1 hour. That's 7 hours work so far, and you've made 60% of what you had when you've purchased here. Same thing happening here. It goes on top of the Bollinger Band. It comes down here. You see the RSI took a turn downwards, and then you see it starting to pump up again. You're here. You see the price went down to here, it was rejected, and then it starts to go up. Volume, again, there's volume increasing on this candle. You see it rising towards the edge and breaking the edge of the Bollinger Band. Again, good momentum to buy. In 2 hours, 26%. You reach sort of this point. You see that you're outside of the Bollinger Band. You see the RSI is above this line. Okay, it's time to sell. Don't be greedy with day trading, because if you're greedy, you risk losing it. So don't be greedy. Follow strictly these signs and sell. Buy at the correct point, sell at the correct point. Let's see what happens next. You went up, then it went sideways, you went up, and now it starts to go down. And for the first time in many hours, well, ever since 7 October, so in 3 days, we see candles breaking this average line. RSI is going down strong. Volume, it's almost non-existent. What this means? It means that the price will keep on going down. Very likely it's going to come down to hit this Bollinger Band. RSI will probably be at this level at that point, and then it's very possible we'll see another pump up. So if you're paying attention, when this reaches the Bollinger Band, you start to see what happens. Does the price move sideways? Does it start to go up? If the RSI is turning its direction, you see volume increase. You see green candles going from here upwards with no bottom wicks. It's time to buy. Where is it going to go to? Probably at least to this average line, possibly even to the top Bollinger Band. Now that you understand this, when exactly to buy and where exactly to exit, you start to use this chart. You start to use this 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. So again, we're in here. RSI is here, starting to look upwards. You're towards the average line and you see indication price is going up. Moment to buy. You buy, let's say here, or if you really want to be safe, you wait for it to cross this line, buy it here. Where do you ride it? You ride it until you see it outside of the Bollinger Bands and you see the RSI pushing this limit. At this point, when you see the RSI going straight, so it doesn't have the power to go upwards anymore, you sell 17%. In half an hour, 15 minutes, another 15 minutes. An even exacter time frame is the 5-minute frame. This is the one that you really want to use when you want to make a purchase. For instance, we're here. Price has been going down, it broke the middle side, the middle average line, it kept on going down, it reached the lower part of the Bollinger Band. Then the next 5 minutes, boom, there's a pump. It broke this line, RSI is coming from down here, going upwards. You're coming close to this Bollinger Band. It has momentum. Moment to buy. You enter here the market. Even if you reach here 3%, sell it. If the indication is the price is starting to go down, RSI is not breaking this and it starts to go down, volume appears to be high and the candle is red, sell it. You've made 3%, 368% in 5, 10, 15 minutes. So really guys, if you pay attention, remember, find a coin that has powerful changes. Find a coin that has volatility, that has volume. There's a big difference between the day's low and the day's high. Once you found this coin, go to the hourly chart, see exactly what has happened, see exactly where, according to this line, you find yourself with the price, and then decide if it's a moment to enter or exit. For instance, now is definitely not a moment to enter. We still have to wait and see. Is it going down here? Is it going sideways? Is it preparing to go up? Once you have identified this on the hourly chart, then you move to the 15-minute chart and 5-minute chart in order to enter the market. Look how beautiful it shows you here, the 5-minute chart. It went from here on the margin and now it's going down, 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 down onto the Bollinger Band. It starts exiting the Bollinger Band. As you can see, it doesn't have the power to keep on going below. We start to see some volume in here and the candle is turning green. RSI is below and is about to go up. So on the 5-minute chart, things start to look okay. This would be a good moment to enter a trade. Wait until this is closing, see what the next one is doing. If the RSI starts to indicate upwards movement, you start to see increase in green and this candle moving from the Bollinger Band to the side or even upwards, it's a good moment to enter a trade. What can possibly happen? Well, it can possibly go sideways like this, a small increase, or it can go back to the mid-range. That's a 5% increase. On a coin that, has 20, 30, 40, 50% changes in 24 hours, these volatility movements are very likely. So keep an eye on this and be very vigilant. Day trading is risky, but it's also rewarding. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, more videos like this every day. Thank you.